To Ramadan Radio 87.9 FM. You're joined today with your brother Tarek, good brother Islam, and our dear brother
Muhammad, Fahim, MG, Islamic Relief Fundraiser, whatever you want to call me.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So today's show is for our local community, wherever you're listening. For all of us listeners and for all those listeners that want to maybe learn about how to set up startup businesses, or how to get involved in voluntary projects, or how to set up projects, or how to get maybe back into education, or maybe how to pursue their dreams, their goals. It's just today's show. We're taking in calls. We're answering questions. If you do want to call up, if you do have any questions, the studio number is 0116 48 22086. 0116 482 2086. To start off with, inshallah, we're going to go talk about a bit of our background, our history, and some credentials, inshallah, so you can understand where we are coming from and why we are saying what we are saying, and why maybe you can use some advice. Okay, so we'll start off with Brother MG. Could you tell me something about yourself, my brother? What is your history? What is your credentials?
So not a businessman like you, alhamdulillah. So I wouldn't say that my credentials are in business, but I think alhamdulillah parts of my story can show people what you can do if you have the motivation to do something, and you don't have to have the contacts, the resources. You just have to have the motivation. So alhamdulillah, a lot of people know I used to run a food bank for homeless people, which we ran.
When was that?
So that we ran, I think, for around 3 years, starting from around 2017. We used to do it every Wednesday in the market.
Okay. But let's go more back. Let's go to the roots. Okay. Before you started that, where were you? And what were you doing? Why were you?
Before I started that,
where were you? Why were you?
Before I started that, I was a graduate.
Okay.
Finished university. And was getting unhappy because I couldn't find a job.
So you're unhappy. So why were you unhappy? Because you've got a degree.
Had a degree, but it wasn't taking me anywhere. I didn't have a job. I was going for interviews. I was going here, and I was just working in a different job to a different job to a different job. But there was nothing in everything I studied. It wasn't what I was now finding jobs in after completing university. So of course that was also
okay. But what was the reason behind it?
Behind
why you felt you wasn't going nowhere with it, and why you felt you wasn't finding the job in that particular degree? Was it because you weren't finding happiness in it, or was it because
no I just the opportunities weren't there? So you go to university and you study everything that you're studying, but there's thousands of people doing the exact same thing, and there's not necessarily thousands of places in everything that you're doing. So when I came out of finishing that, there just wasn't enough opportunity. You would maybe find 3 or 4 opportunities to apply for it after waiting for like a year or 2 years. So
if you don't mind me asking, so what did you do a degree in?
So I've done 2 now. At that time though, I'd only done 1.
Mashallah.
At that time I'd only done 1. I did my criminology and criminal justice degree.
Okay.
And there were career options such as a probation officer. But like I said, it was one field, and there wasn't so much job opportunities that everybody in the field was going to be able to get a job in the field. So, when you travel to Nottingham, you travel to London, you travel here for interviews, and you're not getting anywhere with it. Of course, it can be very demoralizing. And then I was going to other places like Spud you like, and just your normal regular food.
Spud you like?
Potatoes. They used to sell jacket potatoes in high crust.
Yeah.
And they say you're overqualified.
Okay. So you were going to places, and so certain jobs you couldn't get. So am I right in thinking that you're applying for certain jobs? They were saying that you don't have any experience. Yeah. Then you're going to other jobs. They're saying you're overqualified.
And the job center is saying to me, take your degree off your CV.
Okay. So job center is telling you to take a degree off your CV. Why? So you can get other jobs.
These normal jobs. Then they don't say you're too qualified for the job. So
they take you seriously. Okay. Yeah. So that's you. So you started off with where you are sort of in some sense lost, even though you had everything, even though you had a degree. What the normal society, the community would say, your success. Yeah. That you've achieved success, but even then you felt a bit lost.
Not only did I have a degree, alhamdulillah, mashallah, I actually graduated the top of my class. So it wasn't like I just graduated and I was struggling to find success with it. I graduated at the top.
At the top
of the class.
Okay.
And I was still struggling.
Subhanallah. Okay.
So, alhamdulillah.
Okay. And then, so after that, so what sort of what was the next step you took after that? What made you, because the time I met you, were, as far as I know you as MG One Love Fahim.
Yeah.
So what was all that about?
So alhamdulillah, so I managed to find some work. I worked in different things, but then at that point I had started a job in Loughborough working for Shortstop. That was a job that alhamdulillah someone I knew worked there. They suggested me. I had an interview and I got a job there. I was working in one of the children's centres. But around that time, I used to help a brother called Arif Jedzia, and I'm sure most of the listeners, of course, know the brother.
Jedzia, we know Jedzi.
So,
help the homeless.
I used to see him going around town with clothes in a suitcase and helping people, and I was like, I should get involved in it, and then I gave him a hand with that. So I had no one, I didn't have friends like, should you want to come with me or listen? I was just like, okay, let me message him. I messaged him. He said, yeah, I've got space on this day, come along. I went with him and I said, okay, this clothing thing is really good, but what else can we do as well? And then I realized that there's also a need for people to be able to access food on a regular basis. So I said to somebody at the time, I goes, why don't we do something with food? And they were saying, food is difficult, don't really want to get into that at the moment.
Okay.
So I said, okay, either I stop now and I don't provide this food, which I know is needed, or I find a way to make it happen.
Okay, so can I just retract? So you're saying, while you needed help yourself, okay, while you're looking for help yourself, while you're looking for support yourself, you actually saw another brother called Jedzi, Arif Jedzi from Help the Homeless. Before Help the Homeless was set up, I'm assuming, yeah? Because I remember seeing him too, going around in clothing in his boot and giving clothes out to the homeless people. MashaAllah, amazing. So you're saying from that, it inspired you to inspire yourself to ring Arif and say, I want to get involved. Okay, I want to help, I want to make a difference. What can I do? And then further, you said, you know what, you're thinking to yourself, you know what, there's something missing. You realize a gap in the market, I would say, or a need.
What I saw was, so I saw Arif doing this.
Yeah.
And then I saw this young guy in Derby, a brother called Zishan.
Okay.
And he was running something called Project Touchdown. They were providing this food service.
Yeah.
But they were doing like a tour of the cities as well. So they were not just doing it in their city. They were going like through the different cities in the East Midlands. And then there was one day that they came into Leicester. So I said, let me join him. Let me see what he's doing, how it works. And I met him and I was like amazed that this guy was my age, pretty much similar to my age, and that he was doing all of this. And then that's what kind of gave me that confidence that he's doing it. He's nothing. Okay,
so again, you're getting inspired. You're seeing a positive role model, regardless of the age, the background, the color, regardless of the cause. It doesn't really matter, does it? So you are again inspired by a role model, by someone else doing something good. Okay.
100%, yeah. And the fact that he was my age and he wasn't 10 years older than me and 20 years older than me was a big... Yeah.
Hello, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We're joined by our dear good brother Abu. Brother Abu Sacranie, are you on the line?
How are you, brother? Walaikum salam. How you lot doing?
Alhamdulillah, we're very, very good. Alhamdulillah. We're even better now that you've joined us.
Apologies for the lateness. It's been manic. I've just managed to get in via a phone call rather than a video call. But inshallah, hopefully, you can enlighten us with more of your knowledge.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. No, well, today's show, as as we previously discussed, Brother Abu, is just to basically, talk about. How to create opportunities for ourselves, how to pursue our dreams, and also, how to simplify, if somebody wants to pursue something, pursue a particular career, pursue opening a business, or pursue, running like a project or something, do something greater, basically, or even try and get a job of their choice. We just want to, simplify things for our brothers out there listening, for our brothers and sisters out there listening, and we want to give them some tips and advice, and in general, possibly inspire others as well, through sharing our stories and our experiences.
Of course.
Yeah.
So it's a great idea. Alhamdulillah. We let you lead, and then wherever I can help or put an input, obviously we will do.
Absolutely, thank you very much. So we were just we joined with the show today with our brother Fahim MG, currently from Islamic Relief. Yep, and he was just talking about his journey, how originally how he got into helping the homeless through the One Love project he set up, and we were just discussing why he set that up, and yeah, we were going through that.
Is this the brother Fahim that's delivering cakes for free on free delivery? Yeah?
Yes, that's right.
Don't tell everybody, but they're only free for you.
Oh, alhamdulillah, good, mashallah.
So yeah, brother Fahim. So before today, if you go back to, so then you saw a need and you were inspired by a brother in Nottingham, okay, a younger person than you.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So it was more. He showed me that it's possible that a group of people my age can make it happen. So if I wanted to find a way to do this thing of providing food, I didn't need to turn it into this grandiose idea.
Okay.
He showed it can be as simple as bringing a few pizza boxes and giving that out. You don't have to
keeping it simple
meals, and you don't have to have all of that. So that's how we started, and then that's when I thought, okay, I have this is how much money I have. I can't go around and buy. I couldn't even buy the pizzas. He was bringing pizza boxes. I can't even afford to bring pizza boxes. I was, I think, 18 years old at the time. Like I said, working a part-time job that I just about managed to get.
Yeah.
So I had a chat with a friend. We walked up and down East Park Road, London Road, went to speak to all the businesses, say, well, what can you do? What can you do? Nobody wanted to help us because we didn't have a registered charity number. We just looked like two dodgy kids asking for. And I was trying to say to businesses, we don't need money from you, just give us food.
The food.
Give us food.
Yeah, okay.
So we had a lot of help from a business, London Bites, Shabana.
Yeah.
She gave us all the packaging. We had one business who said there is this place, they cook rice and curry every single week, and I will arrange for them to cook it for you. So they did that, and before we started even that, all I did is I went to Aldi and I saw that you could buy a packet of bread for 40p and you could buy a packet of cheese for £2. So I used to bring that home. My friend used to come and my mum used to sit down with us, and that was it. 3 of us used to just make cheese sandwiches and
just give that out.
And that was
it was that simple. Started off.
All we had was 2 bags of cheese sandwiches for the first few weeks that we did this, and we just used to go to the place and give out these bags of cheese
because I remember the One Love project. It actually became very popular and it became very well known. A few years ago now we're talking. Okay, so again, you're saying all of that success was from you initially getting inspired and putting in the effort, willing to. So were you getting paid for that? Were you taking any money for that?
When I started all of that, there was no money whatsoever. I just had what I could take.
But so why did you do what you do without any money then?
It was my passion, and nobody else was nobody else was doing it, so I couldn't complain. Nobody's doing it. I had to make it happen.
I wanted to pry that out because what I mentioned to you earlier, how come you weren't finding the jobs with your degree before? Okay, but then now with no money, with no degree in the charity field, with no degree in the community field, you managed to set up a community project, helping hundreds of people weekly, thousands of people monthly. Okay, what drove you?
Passion.
As you said, is the passion. Okay, so, and again, we want to help our listeners out there find their passion in life, whatever it may be. It may be baking cakes, it may be being involved in charity, it may be doing business. Whatever it is, a passion is a passion. And if we can find a passion that is beneficial for the community, even better, alhamdulillah. You know, it's very good. So thank you very much for sharing your background. We will move on to Brother Abu now. Brother Abu, so we did a bit of an introduction about Fahim. So, you know, just the listeners can get to know us. We have listeners, alhamdulillah, today listen to us from all over the UK, alhamdulillah, in Leicester, London, and all around. And, you know, mashallah, all of us locally, we all know you very well. Alhamdulillah, you're a very well-known businessman. So, don't
know about businessman, brother. Come on.
You're very modest,
That's
brother.
all we can say. Alhamdulillah, it's a blessing of Allah. Do you get it?
Brother. But of course, look, there's many of us who look up to you in the sense that we can actually relate to you. Okay, we can look up to you, we can relate to you as well. You know, you're not someone far off that you know, and you're not someone from a complete different locality. You know. So
we all want alhamdulillah.
Yeah. So, you know, and we find it very relatable and very inspirational. You know, we can actually turn to you for advice. I know recently you've been helping One Nation and a lot in, you know, with your knowledge and with your experiences and your contacts, you know, as well. You know, you're doing, you know, some amazing jobs. But today we want to ask you, You know, as
the first thing is obviously I'm Merman in it, so it's in the blood in terms of business. Are you with me? Yeah. And secondly, what happened is obviously it was unfortunate many years ago that obviously we lost our jobs, so we had to do something different. Yeah. But Allah does things in different ways, and He opened up doors and opportunities for us, and we probably got a kick up the backside where we needed to move in the direction that we're in. Now, at the moment, obviously, we're doing energy consultancy.
Yeah.
And alhamdulillah, we provide utilities to a lot of local businesses, but a lot of franchises locally and nationally.
Yeah. Okay. Now, you know, that's actually amazing. But even more amazing, you're actually creating jobs for the local community, aren't you? There's many people who are working with your company, and there's many jobs you've created.
Alhamdulillah, we have people that are working for us, and we do try and obviously utilize people that are looking for jobs, but at the same time they need to fit the right skill set. But we never go with a skill set that our business model, well, my business model is simple. We never recruit people that are in the same industry or have done the same thing as what we've done before, because then they come in and they make mistakes and they use shortcuts. So if you bring someone in completely naive, that doesn't know the industry, this way then when they come in, they will do 100% from day one. They won't make mistakes from day one, and they'll be better at what we're trying to achieve. Do you get it? It's cold calling or warm calling, as you call it. It's not easy, and it's not made for everyone. It's not designed for everyone. Do you get it? It's not just sitting in a shop and collecting someone paying for goods, if that makes sense. Yeah, this is a hard skill to try and get into the door and, you know, entertain customers to give you their time.
But for that ultimate, to learn the skill, what is the most important characteristic a person needs to be able to learn? Is it the willing to learn, or is it
the people that we have, everyone that works for us, to learn is the need to pay bills. So if you want to succeed, these guys got to put food on table, and, you know, people want better things for their kids and they want a better lifestyle. If you've got that passion and that desire, then you don't need to have the best degree in the world. Does that make sense? From my point of view.
So if you got your
the
message
people that work for us, everyone that we've got, they've got that desire that, you know what, they want to do well for us. They want to be able to provide their kids this. They want to make sure they've got a job. Because as easy as it sounds, people that will always tell you that this guy's got a better job than me. But those guys are in jobs. If you ask the people that haven't got jobs, I guarantee you they probably applied for 40 jobs.
So again, your message is that number one, you have to have the passion to learn, you know, have the willpower, and from what you're saying, that people will always look at others and say they got a better job, but maybe we shouldn't look above us. You know, we shouldn't look at others and say, oh, they got a better job than us. You know, what about those who haven't have a job?
100%, bro, 100%. And I think that's very important that listeners or people as a whole, if we look at those below us in terms of, alhamdulillah, how well we're doing, whether you're earning £200, £300, £400, £500, whatever that is, but you're still doing better than a lot down there. Do you get it? Don't get me wrong, everyone wants to achieve more. That's just life. That's just ambition. Everyone's got that ambition. But sometimes, you know, the people that stay with you, the loyalty, the people that work for you, for us anyway, is one, we look after our staff, but secondly, they appreciate what they have. Do you get it? Because when they've not had a job, and then they've got a job with us, they've realized that they've had to go to 40, 50, 60, 70 applications or job interviews or whatever, and then they've ended up with us. And then when they've come to us, they thought, whoa, we never knew work was so amazing. You get it?
Okay. So you're giving that people the opportunity to thrive, to learn, to thrive, and to basically build themselves up.
We try to. It's limited what you can do in our type of business, because we're not a massive corporate organization with thousands of workers. You get it? So you can only move up. So you can't move up, but what you can do is you can make money.
Yeah, you can make money. Well, the thing is about
you can make money. You can enjoy work. You get it? We take our staff on holidays. We have an annual holiday every year.
But what I'd say is about Abu, you know what I'd say?
All my stuff.
Yeah, you know what I'd say is, you know how you said, because you're saying you're not a large corporate company, but you're saying that they may not be able to move up to massive positions, but nobody can stop them to learn, can they? If they learn, if they keep, if someone keeps increasing their knowledge, increasing their skills, bettering themselves, would opportunities be left
possible?
Yeah,
that's always possible. And the person that started last is now as good as the person that started with us when he first started.
Okay.
Yeah. So 100%, like you said, knowledge is the key. But in terms of positions,
yeah,
that's something that we don't have to get it.
Yeah. But again, but if someone was to keep learning and keep bettering themselves, regardless of the position, we can keep achieving and and achieving more. Yeah. So if someone didn't have the passion, so let's say someone came to you, but they didn't have the passion to learn, they didn't have the willpower to do what it takes. So would you be able to help them?
We would, but honestly, we wouldn't recruit them.
Yeah. Okay. Because they don't have
That's
the passion.
Honest truth. I'm just being honest with you here because you know why? It's the type of people that you want to work for your organization, the youth that you want to thrive, the youth that you want to process are the ones that want success to get it. So I can help them as individuals, but from a business point of view, they may not take them because it's a cost, isn't it? Does that make sense?
Okay.
And as a cost, why would you take someone on that's not willing to learn?
Yeah.
As an individual, as me, as a human, of course, innit, I would obviously willing to help anyone that's out there that's struggling or in help or is in need of
course. But when it comes to
advice, how to go forward.
When it comes to life in general, life is life, business is business. End of the day, people will see it for face value. If you don't have the passion, if you don't have the willpower to do something, if you ain't willing to put the effort in, if you ain't willing to help yourself, then people can't help you, can they? As in.
Look, like Brother Fame said, he used to get his mates, and they all used to get together, and they used to buy bread and cheese, because they had the passion and the drive to say, look, this is what we wanted to do to get it.
Yeah.
So now, if someone opens an opportunity for you, example in our business, if we've given you an opportunity, you're making money. Why would you not come to our business and give 100%, then come here and not be willing to do nothing? Does that make sense? So it has to be 100%. It's on the individual, but then people like us can always help.
I wanted to bring back to something that you guys were mentioning earlier, because you would talk about, obviously look at people that are below you, have less than you, so that you're grateful for what you have. But I think that generally there's this kind of toxic mindset of not looking at people above you. So people look at people above you, but in a very toxic way, where you have the jealousy, the feelings of being less superior, the feeling that they're better than you. But you need to learn from the people above you. That's
of course. Absolutely.
And the thing that you need to fix the mindset of how you look at the people above
Absolutely. You're right.
You want to dislike them because they have more money than you. You want to dislike them because they have better status than you, but you don't want to learn how they got there. That's which is what you should be doing.
Which we should do 100%.
And a lot of these people got there from the same position that you're in today.
Yeah, absolutely. I get exactly what you're saying, and we are going to actually go on to that eventually in the show, to say that yes, in one way we shouldn't compare our lives in the sense that we're comparing in a jealousy way, or why does this person have this and I don't? Look at them and look at me. But there's another way we can look at it. The positive light is we should look at others as inspiration, as we mentioned earlier. So, look at this person. They started from here. Now they're doing this. How did they do it? Let's learn from them. What's their habits? What's their mindset? How do they operate? And you learn from them, regardless whether it's in business or whether it's in the charity and the voluntary sector. As you said, you were inspired by a person possibly younger than you from Nottingham, not even from your local community. Okay, now I want to pry into a bit more to Brother Abu. So Brother Abu, so before you started the business, and you mentioned that you're going through some difficulties in terms of you guys lost your job and stuff. So at that moment, what gave you what gave you the self-belief that you can do it? Because a lot of the time we all feel in the community that it's not possible, it's not going to happen. What drove you to have that self-belief and to take them steps?
What it was is energy has always been our industry. So obviously we had an opportunity where someone offered us an opportunity to go down this field, and we utilized it, but it was hard. So we used to go door knocking, and we used to wear these white fancy shirts and black trousers, and the same customers are now my really good friends. they, invite me and give me free food, which, alhamdulillah, is a blessing, but I never take it. I try to watch my diet and whatnot. But obviously, we used to door knock. But now you have to understand, every time you door knock and you go to someone's shop, the owner's never there. They say the owner's not here, come back. And then you have to go back and forth and back and forth. And before you know it, in energy, the industry that we're in, people are in contract. So you never really get a sale on the day. You have to, maybe it's a year later or 2 years later.
Okay, so you...
Now, what it was is, over time, we worked and worked. But what we tried to do between a few of us at that time never worked. But then obviously we thought, look, we still want to do it. And I feel that with my contacts, being in a Memon community and the businesses that we have and knowing a lot of people in the locality, we can still make that effort to get it. So we were doing cold calling. So we used to call and call and call and repetitively, just be on the phone. And I used to do it myself, 100, 200 calls a day. And then you'd get one customer that'd give you a lead to get it. That's how bad it was. One customer that'd give you a lead and 2 customers and whatnot. But alhamdulillah.
So you guys are actually putting proper effort.
In the tunnel.
Yeah, sorry about that. So from what you're saying, you guys are actually putting a lot of work. You are doing jobs, a job that many people wouldn't like.
We were doing it from a cold office on top of a shop.
Yeah.
At that time, wallahi, we couldn't afford the electricity bill.
Subhanallah.
Allah's my witness. We couldn't afford the electricity bill. We had a heater on, small heater, and we used to wear 2 jackets. And we used to have a £10 B&Q desk, like an Argos desk, with a crappy computer. But alhamdulillah, obviously we had to go through it and see how it was, but we seen potential. People couldn't see it, when we were there at the time, but we seen potential. Now, look, we need to keep going and keep going. And then before you know it, then you get one good customer and you get another good customer. And then before you know it, you get recommendations. And then all of a sudden your brand starts growing. And then people start saying, oh, well, I know this guy. He can sell my energy out. Now, alhamdulillah, I get messages on my WhatsApp every day. Someone's messaging me, do my energy for me, or do my house energy for me, or I need a bit of help and I'm in a bit of a mess. And you know what? Can you now come down and help us out?
Okay.
But times have changed, you get it? And it's not because I'm clever, no ways in the world. You know what I mean? I even got a degree. That's not honest truth. So it's just because it's Allah's blessings and we trusted the process to get it.
Okay.
And because we trusted the process, we stayed humble when times are bad and now times are good. Obviously, Allah's blessed us since then. You get it?
Okay. So in that where you said you trusted the process, but so that process, are you saying the process is it that whatever if someone wants to do? The
process is hard work.
Hard work.
The process is hard work, and also at the same time is, if you're calling 100 customers, will 2 or 3 answer? If you knock on 100 doors, will 3 people, 4 people, 5 people open the door? From those 5 people, will 1, 2 people entertain you? And that's the mindset that we had. That look, we'll keep doing it, we'll keep doing it, we'll keep doing it. And inshallah, someone will, help us and help us and help us. And before you knew it, it was hard initially, but we weren't good at what we were doing because we were new to get it. But as time went on, we understood, what or how to get into and how to entertain customers and how to speak to customers and how to send them a professional email and, what sort of language to speak with them and, and how to try and manipulate them with offer on the price and whatnot. And then before you know it, we started seeing different skill sets opening up, better communication skills from ourselves, price negotiations from our skill. We started tendering customers. So when we learned more skills with experience, slowly, obviously we've seen more doors open up. We've seen more doors open up. We've seen more customers entertainers. We've seen more customers entertainers ended up with us converting a few of those customers to get it. And then that cycle just continues. And then slowly from 2 of us, we went to 3 of us. And then from 3 of us, we went to 4 of us. And then from 4 of us, we went to 5. And then alhamdulillah, we kept growing and moving. And then alhamdulillah, we're in a bit of a big office.
Okay. So what do you say for someone to be successful or open a successful business, they need a lot of money to start off with? Is that an absolute must?
No, I don't think money is, but it depends on what kind of business you're in. If you want to sell cars, then obviously you need money to buy a car. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But it depends. But it depends what you're going in. But you don't need a lot of money. I'm sure you can probably guide them where there's avenues where people can have access to, government grants or opportunities where.
If we talk about yourself, so technically when you guys started off, so you were saying you had first you started off with going door to door, right? To start it off. So how much funds did you need to start?
The money was just time. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So that means you literally start off with, so if you're saying all you had is a white shirt and some trousers, some smart clothing, where you could get that from anywhere, and you made the effort and off you go. So it depends. Of course, it depends what business you get into. If I say I want to become a real estate seller, selling £1 million of home, I want to buy and sell, obviously I'm going to need to have £1 million. But I think we need to obviously be realistic
with
use what we have.
Use,
but what about brother? What about if you said, no, I don't want to go door to door. I want to have 20 people working for me already, calling people. Would you have been able to do that and achieve the success today if you thought like that?
No ways.
And waited for the money?
If you had 20 people working for you, you would need to be able to support 20,000 to 30,000 pounds worth of wages a month to get it. So if you never had that, if you never had the money, you couldn't recruit them to get it. Even if you had the money, what's to say that the people that you had the skill set that you needed to do what you're doing today?
Amazing.
To get it. We're learning a lot today, alhamdulillah, and we've been established for such a long period of time. We're still naive in our industry. Okay. Yeah, we're still trying to improve in our industry. So I guess like the answer to your question would be is no. I don't think you could just start with 20 people ASAP. Do you get it? Maybe you have to, be on the shop floor yourself. Try hard, work hard, and then maybe train others and then pass it on.
Yeah, absolutely. So. So question to Brother MG now. Listen to Brother Abu, how he went out there with a shirt and trouser initially, before everything, before the business became successful, before he had staff working for him. He actually had to go there and put in the effort himself without any funds. So for yourself as well, didn't you, before you started this project, didn't you think giving charities for rich people, giving food is for rich people, how am I going to do it? What made you do that? On top of that, at that time, you needed help yourself. So what made you do that, and what gave you the self-belief?
So I think it comes down to what you said previously. You said if you want to start a business with no money, you have to do certain types of things. You can start certain types of businesses. If you want to give charity without money, you have to do certain types of things. If you're not rich, you got to do other things. You volunteer your time. And that's one way that you can give charity. And I knew that I wanted to deal with this problem, and I knew that I couldn't deal with it financially.
Okay.
The only way that I can deal with it is I can't say I can't do anything, so let the problem carry on however it is. I've read, besides from when I first started that organization, I rarely spent a penny on it. It was just my time. I got people that had money to...
But time is money. Time is money.
I got people that had money together to support the project.
Okay.
And it's the same thing how you said with the businesses. You can't start any business in the world if you've got no money, but you can start something, and you have to work into what works without having money. And it's the same thing with this. So I knew what I wanted to accomplish, and I had to do what was available to me. I guess I used what's available to me, which was my time,
So you didn't get put off by thinking that it's only sandwiches we're giving out today, or it's only some pasta we're giving out today. You were happy with whatever you had to deal with, and you made use of whatever you had?
So when you go to the person and you give them the first sandwich, I still remember the first sandwich that we gave to the first person who we served, and you see the gratitude on their face. You don't care about what you don't have to give them. You know that they appreciate what you are giving them. So it's always about, in my opinion, making the most of the situation that you have. And just like Abu says with staff, you want to learn how to do things and then get staff. If I had volunteers before I learned how to do and deal with the sandwiches myself, I wouldn't have the appreciation for the work that they do, so that when I had volunteers, it could have gone all wrong.
Okay.
But when I had volunteers, I had a very successful team of volunteers because I knew what they were doing when they were doing it, because I did it before them. So if they were making sandwiches, it's not like I didn't understand what went into the whole process, what the time was.
So you can help and guide others.
I done it myself, and then we progressed into that. So I agree with him. If I started with a whole bunch of 20 volunteers, then I wouldn't have known any of that. I would have just not had the respect for the work and the position that they do. Okay.
Now to basically, so we're going to be going on a break shortly. Guys, for everyone that's been listening, thank you very much. If you do want to call in the studios, it's 0116 4822 086. And inshallah, we'll see you again shortly. Oh, I think there's some disturbance with the line.